Hi, this is lesson 4, MySQL CRUD or CRUD. Okay, so what is MySQL? MySQL is one of it actually is the world's most popular open source database. According to DB Engines, MySQL ranks as the second most popular database in the world behind Oracle database. MySQL powers many of the most accessed applications, including Facebook, Twitter, Netflix, Uber, Airbnb, Shopify, and Booking.com. So it is quite popular. You probably need more information about this, so click on here. I'll just click on this for you now. So, probably more information about that. So you click on that link, and it'll take you to where you about MySQL, which is this one here. It's about MySQL database. But if you go here, this is everything about MySQL reference manual. So if you need to know every detail about any detail about MySQL, this is the reference manual. Now again, if you're registered with Debonair Training and enrolled in this particular course, you would have access both to all these links directly to click on and and to the tutorial and to practice code that would speed or expedite your learning process. So back to the video. So MySQL is a relational database management system. Databases are the essential data repository for all sub applications. For example, whenever you search, whenever you Google search or search any web page, you use databases. Whenever you log in to Facebook or any account, you're using databases. Whenever you complete transactions, including bank transactions, they all rely on database system for storing information and accessing in the future. Now, few things that need to be you need to be clear about MySQL. It's open source, it's free, it's a relational database management system. It is very fast, reliable, scalable, and easy to use. It is cross-platform. It is compliant with ANSI SQL standards, which I mentioned before in Transact SQL, um, and is developed, distributed, and supported by Oracle Corporation, which is a little bit of a twist there because Oracle has its own proprietary database, but its open source version is MySQL, which it promotes at the same time. Now, there are endless possible usages of MySQL, and especially when you use the MySQL Workbench tool and PHP which is very widespread used and loved by developers, including myself. For instance, you can create, update, delete, and transform data with view triggers, computed columns, stored procedures, so many other things you can do as listed there. However, for this short tutorial, we will use the PHP to demonstrate the real-world use scenario of computed columns functionality. So in the previous one, we used SSMS, but this one we're going to use PHP MyAdmin. So let's start with what is CRUD. CRUD is the acronym for Create, Read, Update, and Delete, as in CRUD. The first letters of these words. These terms describe the four essential operations for creating and managing persistent data elements in relational and NoSQL databases. NoSQL databases is something else that I'll be covering afterwards. Um, apart from SQL, NoSQL kind of databases are like MongoDB, they're document based as opposed to object based. So let's go on to the how to create a database with MySQL. So fire up your installed PHP which I referenced in the beginning of this course. If you haven't yet installed it, you need to install it now. Download and install PHP and of course install MySQL. Not MySQL server, MySQL, the software itself, from the link I provided, or Google it. MySQL, you need version 8 and get that installed. Um, you'll be provided with the opportunity to set up your your root and your password as the super or supreme user to control authentication for all users and their password. That's during your installation setup of MySQL server and um, of uh, of PHP. This will become important because for the databases to create uh, you for the database you create, this will be the root user credentials to log into the databases. So you will be the one controlling other access to other databases as the root user and super user of your localhost account database PHP. Right. And from which you can control the authentication and user privileges of other users. So let's get started. Click on the new button. So I have mine fired up here already. So what I'm going to do is, so this is the new button you're referring to. Well, because um, I've split the screen, you probably won't be seeing what I'm seeing right now. So what I've done is I have just um, expanded the screen completely so you can see what I see. Um, okay, so this is what it's supposed to look like by default. This is what you should be seeing if you're looking at the full screen. So you click on new here and it creates a new database for you. Okay, and you now enter the database name here. So I've already got employees set up. You can see it there. So what I'm going to do is call it employees 2. Okay. Um, so click create and it does it for me. What you can also do is I will go into later about the attribute collection attribute, but for now just select this one from the drop down. Okay, it has to do with languages and understanding of this database relative to other databases. That's why it's called relational database. Okay, so create, and it tells you that. Now what I'm going to do henceforth is minimize this, not minimize, but split the screen so that we can see both of them at the same time. So you have an idea what you're seeing now, right? Okay. So you've got your 4 columns there. Um, this is where you can now. This is for creating a new table, right? So okay, let's continue. We've gone through the create database part. Okay, so it says alternatively you can click on SQL and type create database employees. So where we were just now, which is here, instead of doing that, we could have just typed in create database employees 2, and it would have created it still, just like we already have it now. So this is an alternative way to get it done. Um, yes. So that's, I just thought I'd show you that. Now, let me go back to my split screen. So, okay. So now create a table named company cars by clicking on new table and then completing the interface defining the table as shown. Right. So we could so um let me go into here and see what we got. We already got company cars and contractors in so we already got those. There's no need, no point doing it again for them. But we can do it for employees too because it doesn't already have it. So if I put here company cars, like it says, it will create it and then number of columns for and no, one for. So I can click create and it will create layers. If I create it, it will actually create it. So what I want to do is not create it right away. It should, okay, I'll do it anyway. Because what I want to show you, I'll be able to still show it to you. So I'll click create for, and now I have everything here, right? So I can now enter the name of the columns, ID for this one, product ID for no car name. For this, I have this ID or product ID. I think that's product ID, no ID is product ID. Yeah. So that's product ID. Could be ID, could be whatever you want it to be. But in our case, we're calling it product ID as it is shown here, right? So this is integer, so make that integer for that one. This one is car name and it's variable character, so make it variable car. This one is price and it is decimal. That's the type, data type. So we make this decimal. And this one is car description. And the data type of this is variable character. Okay. Now data types is something that you should know about, and that was what that link was linking to the beginning. So it is very important that you go over this to go to know a whole lot more about data types. Okay, but the main data types are numeric data types, date and time data types, and string data types. Those are the three main data types you need to know about. But you also may, if you are SQL developer, backend developer, you want to know about spatial, JSON, default, storage, all of these, all the other data types. It will be important for you to know them too. Now, let's go back to the model we're trying to make. And then I think this one is 4, the length is 4. Yeah. This one is car name is 10, 25. And we have um, we have no, no we have none, none, and no. No, 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 and none for the default all. And we have, yeah, we have no there. We have, so we're going to open this up, but I cannot see. So, no, none, no. So this one is going to be no. But if I click this, that makes it no. Here we have car description. I think it was 255. Yeah. And We're leaving this as default collection. We're not putting any attributes. We're making this product ID to be auto incremented. So we just click that AI. That's what AI stands for. Auto increment. So when you now what we've just done here, if you know once you know SQL, the time will come when you will know it. And that's the goal of this whole tutorial. You click preview SQL, you'll be able to actually write it here. Everything we just selected here is what's written here. Okay, and that's the whole point. We want to be able to code uh, SQL, and we've got it here now. So if you can copy that and and do that, and do not save. If you do not save this, um, and you go and um, instead you cancel that, and you go here. If you do that, it will also create the same exact same thing we wanted it to do. So you now click go, right? And that's done. It says it's done. So let's minimize that again. Um, right. So we got that. Um,